Today we are going to talk about a couple of the most important things that I think that new cruisers need to know when they go on their very first cruise. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today is Saturday. It is December 21st of 2024, and I want to start off with some things that I believe are timeless that first-time cruisers need to know, and a lot of it is based on the things that we hear about going on a cruise, some things other people maybe talk about, but then you get on the ship and you can be a little bit surprised sometimes. Now, I know things have changed a lot with the advent of so much social media. We've got videos, we've got Instagram, Facebook, all of these other social media places where you can see how things go on a cruise. But I want to outline a few things that maybe you don't kind of grasp by just watching a video, seeing someone's experience. So first up, before I start, I want to say I know we've got a lot of seasoned cruisers here, and so will you please add things in the comments that you think would be helpful for these people to know in addition to what I've talked about. Anything that you've got to share, it'll help all of us as we read through, so thanks so much. Let's talk about the muster drill. The muster drill is required by maritime law on every cruise that you go on, and the point of it is so that you know what to do in the event of an emergency. They really do want you to know what the emergency alarm sounds like. They want you to know what to do when you hear it, because if it's a serious emergency and you need to move to action, you need to know what to do. Now, on different cruise lines, they do it differently. Some of them will have you watch a video and then go to your muster station, which is where you're going to gather in the event of an emergency, and you'll, on Princess, swipe your medallion. On another cruise line, swipe your cruise card so that they have record that you have been there. Now, the main things that you need to learn from the muster drill is like, where is your life jacket and how do you use it? You need to learn where to go in the event of an emergency, and if you have children on board, you need to learn how to meet up with your children in the event of an emergency. So those are the main things you need to know, and be aware that when you get on the cruise ship, every passenger is required to do this, so you can't just blow it off. They're going to make sure that you do the muster drill. My best suggestion is right when you get on board, take care of it, and then you're off on your way enjoying your cruise. Okay, that's what we do. Next up, let's talk about food. I know that a lot of people in their mind associate going on a cruise with eating a lot of food. And honestly, I don't know why that is, other than historically and truly today, there are so many dining options available on a cruise ship. So the main things that I think that you need to know is, first of all, there's a lot of food that is included on a cruise ship and in different venues, lots of places on the ship. And there is also getting to be more dining these days that is not included, meaning there's going to be a charge for that, and that can be it used to be just only more at the evening, but now there are venues that have extra food that has an extra cost in lots of like for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. And so if you are in question at all, just ask at the location that you are, and they will be happy to tell you how much it costs extra or if it's included with your cruise. The other thing that I think is so important to keep track of is what time the venues are open that you want to dine in. Now, before, way back, there used to be midnight buffets on all of the cruise lines. The buffet was open all of the time, and these days it really varies by cruise ship the hours that the buffet is open. So on your daily schedule of events, no matter what cruise line you're on, there is going to be a list of the different dining venues everywhere from the buffet to all of the different places, the main dining rooms, the specialty dinings, everything that it is going to list the open hours during the day and evening. So that way you're not thinking that you're going to get a snack at 11 p.m. You go to get it and nowhere is open. The same thing is going to be for all of the bars on a ship. It's going to list the hours that they're open, so you know what time you can go to the different bars and get a drink if you'd like to get a drink. So that is really important with going on a cruise. Next up, I want to remind you all that when you go on a cruise, you are going to be sailing with people from all over the world. And it does not matter what port you sail out of, whether you're sailing out of somewhere in Europe, if you're sailing out of Florida, Anywhere in the world, there are going to be people from lots of different places around the world on your ship. Now, the thing to remember with that, a couple of things. First of all, pack your patience. Just because someone does something different than you doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong. It just means that it's different. And so we have to remember to be patient with each other when we do things differently. Another thing that I think is really important to keep in mind is the lovely opportunity that you have to meet people from different places in the world. You get to share different points of view. You get to hear how they do things, see how they do things. And to me, it makes us much better world travelers, and it helps us a lot be much more tolerant, helps us be a better person when we take the opportunity to associate with people from other places. And sometimes you make the very best of friends. But do remember that no matter what country you're from, when you get on a cruise line, there are going to be people from other countries as well. And so don't be surprised by that. Now, before I tell you the next thing that you need to know as a new cruiser, will you please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to our channel? And if anything is at all helpful to you and you appreciate my updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? Thank you so much. Another important thing to remember when you cruise is if you are going on a ship and there is something that you are really looking forward to doing on board, the chances are really good that other people are looking forward to doing that as well. So when you go on a cruise, there may be lines. There might be lines for dinner time. Even if you have a reservation, there might be lines to do one of the special activities on board the ship. You might get on, and especially when you're going somewhere warm, the pool might be quite busy. All of these things, just kind of think in mind and be prepared for it so that it doesn't spoil your cruise when you get there. One thing that I think really helps is to kind of pay attention to when the peak times for different things are. And if you can work around that a little bit and maybe go enjoy something at a time when a lot of people are like eating lunch or doing other things, that might help a little bit with crowd control. But when you get on a ship, there are going to be a lot of other people there who are just as excited to be there as you are. And so be prepared to wait in a line a little bit if you need to. I know you're on a big ship. You get on a ship and you think, you know what, that ship is so big, I don't think we're going to be able to feel the ocean. Even if the ocean gets rough, I think that ship is going to be, not move very much at all. You know what? Keep in mind that unless your seas are very, very smooth, you might feel a little bit of motion from the ocean on your ship. A few things to keep in mind with that. First of all, if you feel the ship move a little bit, no need to worry. That is very common. And the second thing is if you have never been on a ship and you don't know if you get seasick, make sure you pack your medicine, your seasick medicine. Gordon and I have been on lots of cruises. We have never gotten seasick. We still take our medicine with us because seasoned sailors always say that if you have not been seasick yet, it's because you have not been in the correct conditions for it. So that means at some point we all have a really good chance of being seasick. And so no matter where you're sailing in the world, take some seasick medicine with you. There's lots of different ones from like your Dramamine, your Bonine, your Meclizine, all of these different medicines that they sell over the counter. There are patches that you can get from your doctor to wear if you know you get seasick or you're super worried about it. So make sure that you have something with you in case the movement of the ship bothers you. Now, the last thing that I want to tell you about going on a cruise is when you go on your very first cruise, you just might find out that you have discovered a whole new world. That's how I felt the very first time I went on a cruise, and my life has not been the same since. So when you go on a cruise, make sure that you take every opportunity to see the new places that you're visiting. Take the opportunity to say hello to someone new, whether you're sitting somewhere in a lounge or if you're at dinner somewhere, and really soak up all of the different things that you can do when you're on the ship and visiting the different ports, because it is a spectacular way to see the world. And when you come home, you just might be looking for how you're going to book your next cruise. So thanks for joining me today. Please add anything in the comments that you would like to know about, and I'm delighted to talk about it. I love hearing your questions, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.